The Greatest Thing Ever, a garden cartoon movie, is a pretty interesting film. It's not going to be for everybody, but it serves a purpose. It's not too bad. This was released in 2025. It's directed by Butch Hartman, Nick Kalmar, and Stephen Picher, written by Butch Hartman, Holly Housen, Raul Meza, Keith Nance, and Alan Rhodes, with a voice cast including Katie Leigh, Cristina M. Medina, Hilary Phillips, Brian Stivale, and James Arnold Taylor. And I apologise if I've mispronounced any of those names. And it sounded like a faith-based film, and then I realised that on Amazon it was tagged as a faith-based film, and as somebody with faith, that absolutely appeals to me. But again, I realise it's not going to be for everybody. And when I say it's faith-based, it is quite a heavily religious film. It's about Lenny Lyon and Lucy Lamb, and they're searching for the greatest thing ever in the garden. But what is the greatest thing ever? I'm not going to answer that question, of course. But I will say there are a lot of Bible verses in this. They're spoken very clearly, they're easy to hear, they're not the most complicated verses. Obviously, this is aimed at younger children or children in general. So it's definitely not one of those films where it's faith-based or religious-based, but you could watch it anyway. I think you really do either need to have an element of faith or a religious belief, certainly Christianity, or at least an interest in films of that nature, because it is very much in your face. And this is not a criticism. Not every film has to appeal to absolutely everybody. It's just something that's worth bearing in mind. There are obviously a lot of great, very direct messages, such as a focus on kindness and being kind. So yes, even though a lot of the messages generally are aimed at everybody, the way in which they're delivered can be quite very direct and with a religious backdrop there. The narrative itself is quite chaotic. Sometimes it was okay, but sometimes I felt like there was maybe a bit too much going on, and the animation itself is very bright, which typically I love, but it could be quite overwhelming, overstimulating. It depends on the viewer, of course. Some people of any age will have no problem with it, but some people, again of any age, but specifically for younger children, might find it to be just too overwhelming, so that's also worth bearing in mind. It's a very busy film, and I don't think it's going to be for everybody. It maybe needed to be toned down a little bit, not with the messages, just with the fact that it could be quite overwhelming and overstimulating. We have some good music, some good voice acting. It's a decent film, absolutely will not be for everybody for multiple reasons, but if it works well for you, I think you'll find it to be a pleasant experience, and ultimately, I thought The Greatest Thing Ever, a garden cartoon movie, was not too bad.